My first step whenever I'm spiral wedging is to just get the clay in a shape that I can actually work with. I typically spiral wedge whenever I'm reclaiming clay just because there's so much that I need to wedge back together. So I need to get it into a shape that I can actually work with instead of leaving it in that long kind of plank position that it was in from drying out on the plaster. This technique is really all about the rhythm and the motion, and also using your weight to help you press the clay, since typically I do this if I'm using like 3 or more pounds of clay, so I want to make sure that I'm able to actually use my body weight so I don't tire my arms out. On each rotation, I'm rocking the clay backwards and then I'm pressing it slightly to the left, and I'm keeping it in this kind of counterclockwise motion as I go. If you're left-handed, then you might go in the opposite direction and find that's more comfortable. You'll notice as I'm doing this, there starts to become this spiral at the base of the clay, and you'll also see how the more I work the clay, the faster I'm able to go. Here I'm just showing you where I'm putting my hands. I'm really using the heels of my hands to press down. And I would say that my hands are kind of doing an equal amount of work here. In this video, it actually looks like I'm pressing a little bit more with my left hand at the top of that spiral, but I feel like it almost depends on how dry the clay I'm working with is. I feel like I can get more even pressure the softer the clay is. So here I was just able to use my left hand a little bit more just to give this clay a bit more of a firm press. So as I said, I typically spiral wedge when I'm reclaiming clay just because I'm working with so much. But I would say my general rule of thumb is anytime I'm working with like 4, maybe 5 or more pounds is when I'll use this technique versus ram's head. Just because ram's head is obviously more simple and easier to do for smaller quantities of clay. Once you're done with the spiral, I like to roll it back on itself and kind of smash it down. And here I'm just like tossing it onto the wedge board to get it into this little compact cube. If I were using this clay to throw right away, I probably would have gone a few more rotations just to really get all those air pockets out. But since this was just reclaim, I just needed to get it back together. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.